Hello, I'm making this video to talk about Eshe. That's how we call it, Eshe. The unique music played and seen and found in Mbise by Mbise people. Eshe is a music that is played when we remember the dead. Usually, that's what we call Okwukwu. Okwukwu is a time when the father, the owner of the compound, is being remembered. In the days when we were growing up, Okwukwu was being done maybe after several years a person had died. This has a very deep root, and I just pray I could like explain everything within one video. It was always known that when a man died, the family would, after a few years, prepare to do the remembrance. So during this time, the family will get themselves ready, and they know they're going to be spending enough money to do the remembrance of their father. Okwukwu was only done for the man, the head of the family. So Eshe was one sound that everybody would expect, anticipate excitedly to hear, to see. I am a little bit disappointed that in our own days that we don't see much of Eshe. So Eshe will be played for the men in the household to dance to. And the opera would always come at a time when every other thing has been done. I cannot really in detail tell us what other things that happen during the Okwukwu. But I know there is a dance for the Ada, the first daughter of the family. There's a dance for the opera. Now, this dance for the opera is a dance that the men of the household will join in dancing. Whether it's a nuclear family or a singular family, every man in the household will join in dancing this Eshe. Some of you may not know that Igbo people really have talking drums. Whenever we talk about talking drums, we think it's about the Yoruba talking drum only. Eshe, very unique. The master beater or the master owner of the music has mastered an art and craft in talking to the dancers or the firstborn of the family when they come. So Eshe is danced in a unique way. The men will line up and will be dancing from afar. Usually they will carry their machete or any other thing that they wanted to hold. Some people would carry a long wooden stick, but it's usually with the machete. And then some people will have the machete in the right hand and will have the shield for the machete in the left hand, and they will be dancing like you see in the video. They'll be dancing towards the Eshe. So when they get there, when they get to the front of the musicians, the music will stop and the master player of the music would use a drum. He will use it to speak, to talk to the opera who is in the front. And one of the things he will ask him is his name. He will respond, and then he will ask him, Nagomeregineme. So, so he will ask him some questions about and all of that. So the opera will respond with voice. And I think, I do not know this part, whether they would rehearse this, but I understood that, growing up, that every firstborn who was coming to dance before the Eshe would have already known the questions that the drummer would ask using the drum. They don't talk. It is always a drum, and the person will respond verbally. And after responding, the music will start again in a different tone, a different, very unique tone, and they will dance back. You see this part? It was one of the sweetest part of it. They would dance back. So they would dance back to as far as they would want to dance, and then they will start coming back also in the line to the Eshe. And I remember, I think they would do this for about 7 times. Anapoya itoaka, itoaka nage. And during this time, the man, the Okpara, was going to be going back and forth to tell what the father did. And this was a way of representing the father as a great man who lived his life in a great way that should be emulated or remembered. So, on the family side, I believe the man would have rehearsed with his family, his brothers, to know the valuable things about their father that he was going to say before the Eshe. And each one that he says, Eshe people will also play a different tune altogether and they will dance back. One thing you will notice is that as they come and go, the music becomes more intense. Eshe was one music that brought back the euphoria of heaviness of the both the dead and the living, like coming together in some kind of interaction. Eshe would bring the living into the realm where they are able to like speak about the dead in a way that portrays magnanimity, in a way that portrays power and strength. There was that feeling of, as children growing up, you would feel that the environment being cloudy, heavy with emotions, excitement, and people were very much alerted that something huge was about to happen. It was as if there was an expectation of something that was unusual. As the man, the Okpara, and his family, his siblings, will run back and forth up to the 7th time to talk about what the father did in his lifetime. Eshe, the only music that brought the dead and the living together in an interaction that was to culminate into something very powerful, very unprecedented. What is being built up? It is the atmosphere for the next thing to happen. Eshe was the only music that will be played for the man to show his manliness in his ability to cut the head of the ram or the head of the goat, as the case may be, depending on where this is done. So after the 7th time, the Eshe man will begin a unique tune that will sound bukum balele, bukum balele, bukum balele. What is he saying? He is kind of teasing the man to miss the mark, because at this time, after the 7th time, they are going to be bringing up the goats that the man would cut the head in one slice, and everybody would jubilate if he gets it. So they're going to put the goat, and the goat is going to be much alive, and the man is going to snap the head, and if he gets it, they are going to carry him up. If he doesn't get it, the Eshe person will be playing this bukum balele, bukum balele, which means that he got it wrong. And to much of my recollection, I think when he doesn't really cut the head of the animal well, the Eshe people will take that animal. But if he did cut it well, I think the animal will be prepared as meat and everything. But what is much important in this conversation is about the Eshe. I have listened to a lot of music, a lot of different cultural music, traditional music. I have heard none that is like the Eshe, both in the communication skill of the master player of the Eshe and in the communication between all the Eshe people and how they coordinate their own parts and roles they play. The master player of the Eshe usually has up to 7 or 10 drums. Some of them very tiny drums, but make very unique sounds. And then other people will have others, as you can see in the video. I'm trying to say that in our effort towards preserving the culture of Igbo, we are also going into looking at some of the traditions and cultures of different communities of Igbo land, especially those that are not much talked about, those that are seemingly dying. Eshe from Mbise is one of those traditional musics, traditional unique music that we really need to preserve. We shouldn't allow this tradition to die away. If you have any more information than I put here on this video about Eshe, kindly reach out to us. Please reach out to us on info@omenkaab.com, or you can as well send us a message on any of our channels on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok. Just look for Omenka app. Please, this is important to us. Send us any more information you know about Eshe, and we are going to talk about it. I am so excited about Eshe. Very much excited. See you next time.